Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we have a reading about rejection or betrayal. I think more so the rejection. It feels to me like somebody is sticking to some really high standards or creating some sort of barrier to love because they don't want to change this lifestyle that they have for themselves. So, this could be somebody who is in love, but rejecting whoever they're in love with because they know they would have to change quite a lot about their lifestyle or themselves in order to, be with this person. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you guys are having a great day, that you had a wonderful weekend. Hi, Miss Patricia. How are you? Let's dive in with the situations cards, shall we? What else do we have? And then later today, I plan to do a Libra reading to clear out the air signs, and then we can get into our water signs. So we've got interview in the reverse. Somebody being a bit avoidant, right? There's something here they don't want to admit or don't want to talk through because they do feel like, honestly, the vibe I get from this entrapment card is that they trapped themselves. So this is perhaps somebody who really wanted to end a love situation that seemed to kind of surprise them in terms of how long that feeling endured or has endured for them. I feel like somebody is trying to move on, but they can't. We have trash or discarding. Somebody is trying to let go of how they feel, but I don't think they can. We have hamster wheel, surviving daily hustle. So somebody's putting on a happy face, trying not to let other people see that there is this like love sickness here. Looking for ways to clear out this energy and forget the memories, stop wondering what things could have happened if they'd been honest. But every time they feel like they've found a way to let go of these emotions and stop thinking about, presumably you, uh, there are other thoughts that come back. Like scenes in movies will remind this person of you, lyrics and songs. They probably even dream of you. All right, we're going to go with the Romance Angel Oracle. See what else we need to know about this love. This is feeling like just one person's perspective here. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So somebody's in denial over how much they feel or how strongly they feel for somebody because they don't want to answer the call to probably address an issue that's been holding them back. Yeah, I think this is somebody who's really uncomfortable with the idea of true commitment, you know? I agree, Patricia. So they're scared to open up. We have free yourself and unrequited love. So this feels like a Jane Austen book to me. I think there's been some miscommunication, some outright dishonesty, as in lying about how you feel, pushing someone away when you really want them. But I feel like, look at this small little enclosure here with free yourself. I feel like we've got somebody who has fenced themselves in. Remember, I said they like kind of trapped themselves? This is somebody who miscommunicated or didn't want to communicate the truth, and it prevented them from being able to reapproach this honestly, or at least that's how they feel. And so now it's like the tables have turned and there's a question as to whether or not you have feelings. Do you still have feelings? Or are you kind of like, you know what? You didn't seem to know what you wanted, so I just like dipped. Right. All right, let's start with the Marigold Tarot. Ten of Swords in the reverse. There has definitely been time that has passed. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse. But enough time has passed where I do feel like some of those like hurtful words or the stings of rejection have healed or, lessened. And with the Three of Cups in the reverse coming out with the Empress, I feel like that's our unrequited love feeling, right? That if you took too long to be honest about how you feel with this Empress, is she likely to reject you because of how you mishandled the situation, right? So there's a concern here that somebody took too long, and if they were to come forward and be honest about how they felt, that someone would just get rejected. It's like, is it worth coming correct if I'm just going to get told no? Two of Swords, refusing to see something. So there could be a bit of, I don't want to risk it, so I'm just going to not do it, even though there may be signs telling this person the Empress does still have feelings here. This will be obviously dependent upon your specific situation. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone, but I do feel like at least at one point there were strong emotions here. The Magician, somebody is manifesting an opportunity to clear the air. They don't want to live in regret anymore. So we could have somebody coming around to the idea of it's better to have love and lost than never to have loved at all, kind of giving themselves a little bit of courage in terms of being able to actually express how they feel and justifying it because, it'll feel better just to be honest, right? If I can just get it off my chest, then maybe I'll actually have a chance of moving on if I get rejected. But the question of, how would it have gone might be a little bit more painful to deal with. The Hanged Man. But we still have a little bit of delay. There could be a concern in terms of how do I arrange this conversation? How do I run into this person? How do I call them? Do I have their number? Am I blocked? I feel like this person's kind of leaning into whatever restrictions there might be as a form of procrastination. The Fool in the reverse. Ten of Cups. Five of Swords in the reverse. What was once easily rejected is now becoming more and more of like an emotional fantasy. Like if I were to be really happy, what I picture is being with this person. So it's like, yeah, I pushed away this potential relationship or how I felt because I didn't want to change my life. But now I'm seeing the error of my ways. Now I'm seeing that I pushed away true happiness. Because we've got the Ten of Cups sandwiched in the middle there. Ten of Cups is like happily ever after, white picket fence, getting what you want, feeling loved, happy home. And with the Five of Swords in the reverse, we know somebody feels a sense of needing to apologize or make amends, talk something through, be honest. But there is something that needs to be dealt with first. With the Devil and the Knight of Cups and the Three of Swords, there is a reason this person has struggled pretty much all their life, it looks like, with the idea of a true romantic or spiritual connection with somebody. It feels like they've always had like this is so weird. The image in my mind is like a really beautiful couch that has that like layer of plastic over it so you can't spill anything on it. It's like, yeah, you're still beautiful, but like live a little, you know? So I think this person had found a way to not fully open up to people, but just kind of a little bit to make it seem like they were human. But I think at the end of the day, this person was operating with a mask, a little bit of a overly confident mask because they didn't want people to see whatever insecurities or codependencies kind of held them back. So this would be somebody who finds it difficult to talk about their shortcomings. And with the Knight of Cups, this is all because they had some sort of reputation here of like a charmer or a sought after partner, but they didn't really settle down with people. So it's kind of like a little bit of a player vibe, right? With the Three of Swords, they were used to heartbreak, hitting other people more frequently than hitting themselves because of that plastic liner, right? That plastic overlay on the beautiful couch. They kept people out, but in this situation, it's like they allowed themselves a little more time to enjoy your company, and it ended up hurting them. Not choosing you hurt them, and they were really certain that they would be able to come out unscathed and that you might get a little bit heartbroken, but they were pretty confident that they wouldn't. Yeah, exactly, Heather. All right, I'll stop being polite about it. They were not being their true selves, right? And that works for only so long. All right. Let's go with the Muse, the Meta Muse. Three of Pentacles. We've gotten a couple of these threes, and then we got an Empress, which is also number three. So the number three could be pretty important here. You might be seeing 333, for example. And for me, that evokes like self-expression, the idea that somebody knows there's a truth that needs to be revealed. And here we've got the Three of Pentacles with the Empress, suggesting that somebody knows their connection to the Empress has had a longer impact on them than they expected. They know they made a foolish decision regarding this Empress. Don't get too caught up on the energy or the genders. I'm just reading energy, and we all have masculine and feminine within us, so take it how it resonates, of course. The Four of Cups and the Hermit in the reverse. To come correct, this Empress would inevitably require the truth about what happened with the past rejection. And this person knows they would have to admit that they just didn't want to grow up. They didn't want to do things the right way. They didn't want to maybe be in a committed relationship. I'm still feeling like this is because they were concerned that your standards were too high and they would have to, it was a stretch goal. It would not have been something that would be easy for them to do, even if they wanted it. With the Five of Wands in the reverse, this person decided not to fight, not to work to win your affections. There may have also been some concerns in terms of other people being interested in you and whether or not they wanted to deal with that drama. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles. You also responded to their unwillingness to be open with you in a very direct way. I feel like there was something that, in particular, you said to this person, something like, I know you feel more for me. I know you're scared to tell me how you feel. I thought you were better at this. You know, like almost like a backhanded compliment. Like, I expected better of you because it looked like you could actually have a direct conversation. And instead, you're doing this Four of Pentacles thing. You're holding back. But like, I see you. You were, as always, honest with this person, and they didn't really know how to respond. So they may have responded in anger, just out of like being frustrated that you saw through the charade, right? Ace of Wands, a new beginning, a new start. Two of Wands. I love the progression. This is somebody realizing they have to do the thing that they fear. Somebody acknowledging they have to do something different. The person you're dealing with could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or have that in their chart. Because we've just got 3 cards from the Wands. Sweet. This is somebody realizing that they can't just ignore how they feel. They have to do something, even if it's just to say, you were right. I did have emotions. I did, fall in love with you, but I didn't think I was good enough for you. And then they walk away, like just to get it off their chest and have a little bit of closure, it feels like. Queen of Wands in the reverse. Ten of Cups. Soulmate energy is really coming through. This person may have compared you to other love interests and found that after meeting you and like actually getting to know you, they feel like other people fall short. Now it feels like they have those high standards because they've met you. With the Queen of Wands in the reverse, I feel like there was a concern here. How do I say this? This feels like somebody who quite often assumes that the people they are attracted to are kind of empty or vacuous, not a lot going on upstairs. This seems to be somebody who tries to focus on the physical so they can avoid that stronger connection. But they were surprised that they were both attracted to you, and it wasn't just like the physical, it was also the emotional or the mental, right? You would have had, even if you only had 7 of them, you would have had really fascinating conversations. And that's not something they've been able to find with another person. So even though it feels like the rejection was initially coming from, we'll call it the masculine side, it feels to me like at the end of things, there was, this time where you said, I see through what you're trying to do. Like, I'm not dumb. You may have actually been the person that said, and we're done. You may have been the person that put in place some blocks or made it clear that you were good, you were going to move forward. With the Princess of Cups, I feel like you did this without necessarily getting that apology that you were deserved. And you figured the best way to move forward would be to, get a move on and not be dilly-dallying. So at the first, maybe second sight that things were not going the right way, you were just like, all right, I'm gonna head out. See you later, or not. This is the Energy Oracle cards. Appreciation. Did you have a glow up? Did you walk away and into some sort of limelight? Because what I see here is being able to focus on yourself has done wonders for you. You've been able to work on something important, get a promotion, move somewhere else. There's something here about you really stepping into your power after walking away from this situation. And I think they noticed. And it's like kind of painful, like, no, 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 you weren't supposed to get better. All right, these are the untold messages of the heart. And if you're unfamiliar with these, I'll just let you know. One of these cards says I love you on it. Do you think it's going to come out? I am telling you the truth. You can trust my words. Somebody wants to tell you the truth? The damage has already been done, and I don't know how to pick the pieces up. Hurting you was never my intention, but now it's hurting me too. Remember I said initially they were pretty confident that you might get your heart broken, but they wouldn't. They didn't expect this heartache to, turn around like the torpedo in Hunt for Red October. Sorry, that's an obscure reference for some of you, I would imagine, but one of my favorite movies. So now we have some anger. I'm upset and I need some time to cool down. Why are they angry? Are they angry because they think they can't approach you anymore? Do they think you found somebody else? I swear one flipped over. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Oh, what? My heart is opening and I am ready. You guys, this is the card I was thinking of when I created the title for this video. So we have, in the very near future, and time. I know the clock is ticking for us. Won't you wait for me? This person knows you're not going to wait for them. This person knows there's something else that is going to tempt you, or someone else that's going to tempt you. And if they don't shoot their shot, they're not going to get anywhere. All right, all right. It's easier to block everything out right now. I'd rather ignore my emotions. Conveniently titled Ego. So this person is, I think, going back and forth. We kind of already knew that at the beginning, but this person, I think, it's like that kind of cartoony, like odometer, like moving over until they're ready to actually say how they feel. I want this so badly, but I'm afraid of getting hurt, so I self-sabotage. So it's a pretty solid way to summarize this whole thing. I'm uneasy about myself. I don't know if I can truly make you happy. They're concerned about your standards and whether or not they could actually meet them. Would you be happy with them? Do you still care about them? Hi, Tom. How are you doing? Car baby. All right, let's grab a few from the Kipper. So we may be dealing with somebody who's pretty intuitive here, likely you, in terms of, you know, I think you know this person had feelings for you, and you may know that they are also still trying to deal with it, right? With wealthy man in the reverse, this person could be nervous that you expect somebody who makes more money than they do. So their insecurity could be pertaining to their employment or their um, finances. Remember, we also had hamster wheel, surviving, or daily hustle. They could be working to try to handle a living situation. Maybe they need to sell a house before they can come towards you. Maybe they feel like they need to buy a house before they make any moves on you. There's something here to do with where you live, where they live, that is an issue. But they want to date you. Oh, marriage in the reverse, false person. You guys, they got mixed up with the wrong person. So you may already know that the person we're talking about here was caught in the web of somebody who was dishonest and likely a mooch or a user. And for some of you, this is a relationship they had a while back that put them off dating and why they played these games. For others of you, this person got into or went back to this person after having fallen in love with you, and I think kind of in an avoidant way. All right, let's take a few from the Tattoo Tarot. Strength in the reverse. So this is confirmation of the Devil card. Somebody's still having some insecurity. 7 of Pentacles, being nervous that they'll put in a lot of effort to try to win you over and they'll lose you anyways. Also a concern that they have not invested enough in their own spiritual awakening. Would you actually, entertain them at this point? Hello, Miss Joanna. How are you doing? All right. So we've had the Hermit in the reverse come out a couple of times. And now we have the High Priestess in the reverse. This person has been ignoring their intuition, trying to justify being a little more stagnant or staying where they are, right? They have this pull. Even if they ignore it, there are still messages coming in that they need to correct the situation where they felt a lot of love, but they didn't give freely of that love, right? They didn't want to tell you how they felt. They didn't treat you the way they wanted to. King of Pentacles. Someone wants to be with you. 5 of Wands in the reverse. But again, we have this idea that there is a concern. This is giving me more like inner conflict, because look at how pensive he looks. Having to figure out the right way to communicate. Do I call you? Do I try to run into you? How do I do this? And there's a concern over time. I know there's not a lot of time for me to come forward here. I can't keep, strategizing. I'm going to have to actually do something here. All right, we're going to grab a few from the Crow Tarot, and then we'll call it a day. I can't blame you. I hope it's less snow than you anticipate. 5 of Swords, the Chariot. Kind of interesting how it fell out. I do feel like somebody is working to address whatever problem there is in terms of being able to see you in person or have a conversation with you. With the 5 of Swords, there's an acknowledgement here, like I did sabotage this situation, right? And it's also right next to the self-sabotage. But someone's working to get this Chariot in the upright. There are still, I think, a couple of details that need to be addressed, questions that need to be answered, that kind of thing. Four of Swords. This person is doing the work, healing, having a serious conversation with themselves about why they did what they did and risked the person they want the most. Now we have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords. They are really nervous about what your response would be, whether or not you would entertain a conversation with them, if you're going to be a little short with them or a little bit rude. Like, oh, now you want to come back around, huh? Okay, that's cute. Or are you going to be open to the conversation? There's another three, the Three of Pentacles. There could be a friend in common that helps the two of you connect. Maybe sets up a time for you to run into each other, or helps the person who wants to be honest about their feelings get a hold of you in some way. Maybe feel it out for them, like, are they interested in someone else? Interesting. 10 of Pentacles and 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. So the 10 of Pentacles could also be a reference to somebody's money situation. They may have chosen a different love interest based on finances or lifestyle. And with the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, found that it wasn't what they thought it was. For some of you, this person feels like they have to actually give something to you to make it equal or make it even, like make it up to you. Like maybe they just want to take you out for food. Maybe they want to actually buy you something, but this person feels like kind of indebted to you almost. There's a good chance you taught them how to walk away from a toxic relationship, especially since we know you weren't, too shy when it came to, walking away or acknowledging that something wasn't being discussed honestly, right? With the Emperor in the reverse, somebody was being a little bit shady, a little bit, I don't know, dishonest, I guess. Kind of like they were trying to control the outcome of the situation, even though it seemed to you they weren't really fully in control. But now we have Judgment. So somebody has heard the call to address this. It's like, I don't know, something you or somebody else said specifically about love, or maybe even specifically about what happened with you, made them realize that if they wanted to be that vision of themselves that they have to actually speak up here. It's like almost like a personal goal for them because they know what it represents for them personally. So we've got the 9 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. There is some concern here in terms of who else is in the lineup. Who else are you talking to? Who else is interested in you? If you come out as the Empress, you are going to attract some attention, right? There are other people who view you as a desirable mate. Tell me about the 5 of Wands in the reverse. So not done fighting. Unfinished business. A sense that there's a puzzle here that someone has to figure out. They can't just walk away from it. 3 of Wands. There could be travel involved. You might live at a distance from each other. Otherwise, this is somebody who's finally acknowledging that they need to take action here. They can't just wait around and expect things to be fixed. There's a decisiveness. some of that Emperor energy in the upright coming through. Tell me about the courtship card. Yeah, somebody was defensive regarding their emotions and their relationship status. This feels like somebody who felt like things were just a lot easier if they were unattached. But with the Six of Swords in the reverse, this person basically realized they were rowing in the wrong direction. Like they got defensive towards the wrong person, and they probably should have been more defensive towards this false person. It's like they let this person in, maybe because they thought it was a situation they could control more easily. And then they ended up finding out that person was actually quite, yeah, Empress in the reverse. It's like your exact opposite. Whoever somebody thought was a better relationship situation ended up being a taker, somebody who expects you to pay for everything, somebody who is a little bit emotionally manipulative or cold, not somebody that you really want to like snuggle up to after a bad day, right? Hi there, Miss Brianna. How are you doing? Oh, that's too bad, Tom. I love spring. Tell me about the Hermit in the reverse, please. Ace of Swords, avoiding the truth. Four of Pentacles, that they need to open up, let go, be less cheap with their emotions. Tell me about the King of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. This person is getting their finances in order and finding a way to create more stability in their life. So for those of you where this person was in a different relationship, feels to me like they have acknowledged this is a false person that they needed to remove from their life. Remember, we also had cleansing. So it could be that this person is getting ready to come forward and deal with the things that held them back, whether that was financial or romantic. Tell me about the Six of Swords in the reverse, please. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Somebody wants to come back around. And Eight of Wands. This is somebody who may have ghosted you that is deciding they would like to communicate with you. They need to communicate with you about their love. Specifically, they feel the need to tell you why they lied about their love. So they may tell you about the heartbreak they experienced at somebody else's hands, as to why they felt the need to, block themselves from other situations like that, why they were a bit of a player, hot and cold energy, unwilling to commit or do anything, like that actually opens up to connection. Page of Wands in the reverse. There's also a sense here that they want to tell you about being a little bit sad in your absence. They want to be honest that they realize they self-sabotaged and that they essentially broke their own heart. But Four of Swords in the reverse, it's not something that they can walk away from. They don't feel like they can just leave this hanging. They have to say something. About wanting to take you off the market. All right, well, I think that clears up a few things for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that reading. I'll be back in a little while, likely with the Libra, but I'm also wanting to do an all signs at some point. So I'll see you guys on the next reading. Have a wonderful rest of your day.